Welcome again to another Uncle Matt Explains. If you remember, in a previous video, went over some of the basics of electricity and the differences or the interactions between voltage, current, and resistance. And if you remember, voltage is the force that is required to push the electrons through the circuit. Current is that flow of the electrons through the circuit, and resistance is that resistive force resisting the flow of currents through the circuit. And again, we have our nice Ohm's law: voltage equals current times resistance. So, one of the most basic circuits that you have in electricity is what is known as a voltage divider. A voltage divider is a simple, very simple circuit which consists of an input voltage, or an input force, and you have two resistors. And you take the voltage at one or the other of those two resistors, and it will give you a voltage that is lower than the input. And you can calculate exactly what that voltage will be based upon the resistors that you choose. Well, how do we get there? Again, we remember that voltage equals current times resistance. So we have here our voltage, we have our resistance. So to get our current, we have our current with our voltage input divided by the sum of these two resistors. Now, to find out what the voltage is here, we take the voltage equals current multiplied by resistance. So we take our current here, our V in, divided by the sum of the resistors, and then we multiply it by this resistor here, which gives us this equation, where the voltage out equals the input voltage divided by the sum of the resistors multiplied by the resistance here. And this is a circuit that you see all over in electronics. One of the easiest kind of examples that you think that can be used for is for controlling the output or the volume within a stereo system. Although don't really have stereo systems, but I guess in your car. That little dial that you turn in the car to make it louder or softer is essentially a circuit with a resistor and a variable resistor, where you can tune the dial to make the resistance lower or higher to get you a higher or lower voltage. And actually, sorry, it would be you turn it this way to make it higher, giving you a higher output voltage, and you turn it lower to make it quieter, giving you a lower output voltage. Because again, it depends upon the value of this resistance. So as this resistor goes up, the output goes up. As it goes down, your volume or your output goes down. And that's pretty much all I have for today as far as the voltage divider. It is a very basic but also very important circuit in electronics.